Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another special edition of The Parlay, the best television show not on television, the best division in football, Awthentik and The Beard. It is playoffs, divisional round. You got the Giants, you got the Eagles, you got the Jags and the Chiefs all facing off today. And guess what? We're going to give you the best over and unders you could possibly imagine for each one of those games. Remember, this is not financial advice, but this will be the best pep talk you can get on a Saturday before kickoff. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me bring in the man, the myth, the legend, the host of Giant Overreaction, Mr. Awthentik himself. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the party.
How's it going, man? I'm ready for a playoff win today, man. The vibes is up. Got a little bit of nerves, got a little bit of confidence, though. I'm feeling really good about my New York Giants. We're going to see how this game goes tonight. And we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Kansas City Chiefs at 4 o'clock or whatever that is. That's a great little tune-up game to get me right for my game at night.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because we were talking backstage and you were like, I'm ready, but I wish my game was at 1 o'clock. It's like
Facts.
the complete opposite of what it was last week. I mean, listen, I'm expecting nothing but great football today. Nothing but great football today. I prepped myself a little bit. You know, I worked really hard yesterday. Shout out to everybody who has been participating in the giveaways. Giveaways are all out the door, on their way. So shout out to those people. Yeah, yesterday was super busy. So last night I sat down and I finally got to watch Top Gun Maverick, which was super, super dope.
I heard it was dope. I still haven't watched it yet. I want to catch up and I tried watching the first one, passed out on it. I want to get through that first one before I watch the second one. But I heard really good things about it.
It was really good. And then I finally finished rewatching the entire series of Friday Night Lights. So I mean, I was
really
up
been watching that. I heard you got a speech prepared for my New York Giants fan one time in the building.
Maybe, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want it, the Beard will give you guys a nice little locker room pep talk. Because I was just kind of like, I was watching Friday Night Lights and I was like, man, like my team is not in it, right? But I feel like obligated.
You need to deliver a speech.
I feel obligated to deliver a speech. Like I need, you know, for those of you that don't know, like, you know, I was once had aspirations of being, you know, a part-time motivational speaker. So I think I can.
Are you just kind of slicing it right now, or are you being serious?
I'm being dead serious. I can give you
That's
guys.
why I had to ask, man.
I can totally give you guys a pep talk today. You know, we'll put a poll in the chat once we finish the over and unders, and we'll ask the fans if they.
So
want
basically, what you're telling me and the fam in the chat is you was busy watching movies yesterday. That's why you couldn't get the business.
No, I wasn't busy watching movies. I was just, you know, I was getting my mindset right. That's all. So, you know, big shout out though to everybody who is watching us right now on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and of course, right here, home of Awthentik and The Beard on the YouTubes. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's go ahead and say some quick shout outs to the lovely people in the chat. And then we'll get to rocking and a rolling. Big shout out to our guy, your guy, everybody's guy.
First in the building, my man Michael Knight, man. What's poppin', fam?
Big shout out to Michael Knight. Appreciate you, my guy. Simon, roadmap is official. RTDB is in the mix. Big shout out to Simon. We appreciate you for joining us as always. Coach Taylor, you know, one of the best locker room speakers ever across the face of the earth. So shout out to Jameson Taylor. We appreciate you, JMO, for joining us.
Shout out.
Gregory is in the mix, getting excited for his Cowboys who play tomorrow night.
They get to wait again. They get to wait, see the whole landscape of the playoffs, and then finally play their game. That must be an advantage, you know. If I'm Dak Prescott, I'm sitting at home today. I'm getting to watch Trevor Lawrence go up against Pat Mahomes, then an NFC East rival for a divisional matchup there. You get to chill all the way until the absolute last game before you get to step on the field. I got big faith in the Cowboys tomorrow night, man.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how
But don't yell me, because I know you don't got big faith in the Cowboys. Don't you dare lie.
I don't have big faith in the Cowboys.
You said that's why
I have believability in the Cowboys.
Believability, okay.
There we go.
That's not belief. Believability.
It's the ability to believe.
After they win, right?
Big shout out to Jesse Cully in the mix. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for the kind words. Says best podcast show on the YouTubes. Big shout out to Barry Ann. Says let's go. Let's make it 7-0 against number ones in the playoffs since 1990. 5-0 in the NFC Championship games. We appreciate that very much. Barry, thank you for joining us. And big shout out to Maria in the building. Good to see you.
Cowboys fan as well. I'm sure she's glad to hear that I'm on her side, but you, on the other hand, I don't know. It's
not that I'm not on their side.
I heard that little slight. I said, you going to believe after they win? You were like, yeah.
Big shout out to our guy, Stephen White, with the trademarked hi, y'all. Appreciate you stopping by as always. Jesse, if I don't, I can at least give you guys, a good speech, but we'll have to wait and see. Wait and see. Okay. Big shout out to diehard Giants fan. It's been a long time since I've been able to do this for the $1.99 super sticker. It's a super sticker. Super sticker. That super sticker, yeah.
A little tongue twister there. Little tongue twister.
It's been a while. Big shout out to our guy and the winner of the Lawrence Taylor giveaway on Thursday, Chris Parking Lot Peace in the building on the beat drop. Appreciate you for stopping by as always, my good friend. There's not a lot of love for my my Notre Dame tight end pick for the Washington Commanders.
Oh yeah, they was slaying you on that one, rightfully so.
Big shout out to our guy Brandon Plays in the building. Appreciate you stopping by. Ready to fry some birds. You got some chicken in the refrigerator. Oh yeah, man. Nothing like a deep fried bird. I'll tell you that much. Shout out to Mike
Giants fans can relate.
Big shout out to our guy. No Mets, no Nets, no Jets is in the mix. Appreciate you stopping by. Who else we got in the building? Joe Deals, one of our resident Chicago Bears fans, says, hey, Awthentik and The Beard. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Keep up the killer work. Appreciate you for stopping by, Joe Deals. We got the Cowboys.
Dr. Doom. You see that hat on his avatar?
Oh yeah,
like
yeah. He's got some super sick hats too. I actually got to meet Joe Deals in Tennessee when we were down there for the world's longest yard sale. So big shout out to Joe Deals.
Dope.
Kai 001, resident Cowboy fan, says what's going on? Cowboys and Giants NFC Championship game coming soon. And the guy that everybody should already be following on Twitter, if you're not, you're sleeping at the wheel. Mr. Doug Analytics himself is in the building. Big shout out to Doug. Appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Sebastian, LFG, NYG, × 2. Big shout out. Times three. It is three. Like that's the one where I was like, I was going to say 3 because it rhymed. LFG, NYG × 3. But then I was like, wait, that might be 2.
Kind of a bar right there.
Should've just went with the gut. Big shout out to JP 1880 in the building.
What up?
Everybody
JP?
is hyped. Our guy Zach, big shout out to Zach, was dropping major nuggets on Thursday's show. And he is back with another nugget with the $1.99 super chat. So the Giants have never lost to a team 3 times
in one season. I'll take it. Yeah, that'd be fire if never. Right?
Man, you guys are really pushing me towards that Giants upset pick here.
Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever. I thought you was gonna show up today with the LeVar Arrington. Instead, you give me Darryl Green. Probably the last fire corner y'all had on that team.
I saw somebody give me some love for repping my Commanders gear, even though we were eliminated, and there was a little ghost skull dead emoji. I don't know how I felt about that part, but we appreciate it.
You didn't like that emoji. A little hidden code in that emoji.
We are hunting for clips today again. This show is about to be lit. I might give you a whole clip with Beard pregame speech. We'll have to wait and see what the chat says in the poll. Big shout out to Sergeant Mayhem. Appreciate you stopping by with the big cheers. And our guy, been holding us down for a long time.
Facts.
Anthony Bluegrass Picker. His Chiefs are playing today. I don't know how I feel about that game yet,
Listen,
Bluegrass Picker.
When the Beard says stuff like that, that means he knows how he feels about that game. Look, Anthony, I'm on your side today. Don't even trip, dog. I'm Chiefs all the way through and through, rooting for the Chiefs. I got a Jacksonville Jaguars fan over there, Cincinnati Bengals fan over there, Houston Texans fan over there, Washington, what's the name of y'all team? The Commanders fan over there. You got any other unsung teams out there? Is that it? Just four, right?
I think we
got a whole division of teams over there.
The NFC Beard division.
Yeah, the NFC Beards, right?
Yeah, I like it. Big shout out to my guy Paul, Philly Flipper, who is an Eagles fan, is on his way to moving to Florida though. So big shout out to my guy Paul. Says this chat gonna be so sad in about 8 hours.
Okay, I'll reserve the shit talking for after the game.
Doug Analytics says Dak San Francisco getting a chill today just means they get less prep for when they play the Giants next week.
I like that. Less one day less rest right there. I like that.
Dan Shelton. Game day
The
has
Dan,
arrived. Did I do that right? Sometimes you just gotta say it confidently.
I go with the Dan or Deedon.
Deedon, probably Deedon. Sounds
Deedon.
more realistic than Dan.
Could be the Dan. It could be.
But
Keep
game
my eyes
day
on. I'll
has
keep my eyes out when he corrects
arrived.
us on the enunciation.
Big shout out to Bluegrass Picker, who is located by the Chiefs. Says weather's going to be nasty. Could benefit the Jags.
They're gonna need it. They're gonna need it today. They're going up against the best quarterback in the whole entire league.
It's Deedon.
Yeah. I don't know where you get some of your the Dan.
The update is I've started putting together a regiment. I'm gonna start trying to get up
40-yard
at
dash time.
yeah. I'm gonna start.
For those
trying
that
to
don't
get
know,
up.
we got a bet going on over here. The Beard's got to run a 40-yard dash in under 5 seconds.
Is it under
taking
5
the
or under
over.
6?
It's under 5, but I'm banking that you won't go under 6. Because what's the time? Don't you have the time that you've been saying for like 30 years now that you can run a 40-yard dash?
The time is 4.64.
4.64.
Yeah.
That's under 5 seconds, bud.
It is. But then we kind of brought things back to reality a little bit as best as we possibly could.
Yeah, I think you might, 6 second 40, man. Rich Eisen. I'm banking that Rich Eisen has a faster 40 time.
That's where it definitely.
Dog was flying, dog. He slow out the gate, but once he hit about that 20-yard mark, dog, he was flying in that suit, man. Telling you.
I'm gonna try and start getting up at 6 a.m. and riding the bicycle.
You sound like a real old man. Riding the bicycle.
What else am I supposed to say?
So wait, are you gonna go to the gym to hop on an exercise bike?
No. We got a home gym, man.
Okay, got a home gym, exercise bike. What other stuff you got in there?
Yeah, so
Boxes?
I think I got some boxes. I got some exercise bike. I got some dumbbells. I got
dumbbells. Okay.
I got the dumb ball.
Oh, the
You know
kettlebell.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. What is that? The kettlebell or the kettlebell?
I think I like the dumbbell. Sounds pretty good.
Well,
Dumb
ball. Okay.
Dumb ball.
Sure, we'll go with that.
So I got a nice little.
Is that the gym? That's the entire gym?
Yeah,
What year is your exercise bike from?
I got some yoga mats.
Is your bike one of the ones that go like this?
No,
Don't even lie, dog.
No, it's not. It's not 1970s brown. Okay.
All right.
It's nice black mat. It's not like a Peloton or anything.
Yeah,
like
I got you.
The way my banking and my checking and my savings are set up.
Yeah.
Definitely not a Peloton. But I gotta kind of get through some of those knee issues. Knee issues, calf issues, hamstrings.
What exactly is the knee issue? Lack of movement, or is there a certain injury?
It's the athleticism of a lifetime catches up to you.
It's catching up. I feel you, man. You did have a splendid career, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was a three sport star. There's not a sport that the Beard can't competitively play, except for maybe like hockey, because I can't skate very well. Ice skate.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You short on hockey. I can ice skate a little something.
Soccer's a little sketchy, just because of all
You'd be
the running
horrible at
around.
soccer. You'd be horrible.
No. I might just have to play goalie.
I've known you for over 30 years now. I've never seen you play soccer in your entire life.
Really?
Never. Yeah. Not even when we used to just mess around in Chris' basement playing goal. You were never down there.
I could do a little soccer. I got this one move where I wrap the right leg around the left leg and hit it with a little side of the foot action.
Yeah. Little cross.
Nice little move. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We should play soccer one day. I know if we tried to play baseball today, I would not be able to hit a thing. I remember going to the batting range like 8 years ago. It was bad, bro.
It's crazy.
What happened to my instincts, man?
That's the thing. Like baseball, we were really good at baseball, but like I don't know, man. The speed of the pitches. I think it was you who posted something on Twitter where it was like it showed you what it looked like coming from
Nolan Ryan, a pitch from Nolan Ryan, yeah.
I'm like, man, like you just got to swing during the windup. Like that's the thing that's so
straight up. I'm terrible today.
Oh man, but big shout out to everybody who's rocking with us right now. We appreciate all the love and all the support. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. We're gonna go into 2 games today. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Gotta grab the old man pad really fast. Okay,
that looked like that took a lot of energy out of you. Yeah.
Well, you know the back.
Got the back, got the knees.
Yeah.
Shoulder. I can't forget about the shoulder.
No, I might as well just say it all. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, man.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's bad. It's falling apart.
We're going to get there. We're going to get some WD-40 before you get 40, and then we'll be all right. Like, they don't call it that's what they should do. They should get some, like some athletic cream for the 40-yard dash. Call it the WD-40 cream. You know what I'm saying?
You got a hit idea right there, man. You're sitting on a landmine.
I'm ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with the Jacksonville Jaguars headed to Kansas City to face the Chiefs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Jacksonville Jaguars are 9-8. They are headed to Kansas City to face the Chiefs, who are 14-3. The Chiefs are favored by a pretty large margin of 9.5 points.
Ooh, jumped up a little bit. Okay.
The over-under in this game is 53. Kickoff is at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Awthentik, lay out the map of this matchup for the people.
All right, man. I got a ton of nuggets for this game. Shout out to Bluegrass Picker. A lot of this is going to lean towards your Kansas City Chiefs one time. The Jaguars and the Chiefs are meeting in the playoffs for the first time. Kansas City has won 6 straight in the series dating back to 2010. 4 of the 6 wins came at home at Arrowhead Stadium. The Kansas City Chiefs are a really good team at Arrowhead Stadium. Against the spread this year, though, 6-10. You know, I think these spreads be a little bit lopsided for the Kansas City Chiefs, man. But last meeting, the Chiefs beat the Jaguars 27-17. That was on November 13th in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes was 26 of 35 for 331 yards. He had 4 touchdowns, just 1 interception. Trevor Lawrence had 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers in that game, a passer rating of 106.1. And Christian Kirk had his best game of the season against the Kansas City Chiefs. He had 9 receptions for 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Jaguars only ran the ball 16 times in that game. They did get 75 yards on those 16 rush attempts. 26 of those yards came from Trevor Lawrence. Third down was huge in that first matchup, okay? Kansas City was 7 of 10 on third down. The Jacksonville Jaguars were 4 of 14. Mahomes was not sacked 1 time in that game, and the Chiefs did not commit 1 penalty. So virtually flawless outside of that interception that Patrick Mahomes threw. Trevor Lawrence was sacked 5 times in that game. The Chiefs did lose 2 fumbles, and they still managed to win that game by 10 points. Patrick Mahomes is 8-3 in the postseason, with all of his losses coming in either the AFC title game or the Super Bowl. Mahomes, these numbers right here are actually just completely ridiculous. Like, I know Patrick Mahomes is a baller, but these numbers are ridiculous. In the playoffs, Patrick Mahomes, in those, 11 games, or actually 9 playoff games at home, 2,825 yards, 26 touchdowns. Take a guess at how many interceptions. Take a guess.
2.
3 interceptions, man. 26 touchdowns, 3 interceptions in 9 games at Arrowhead Stadium. The Jaguars have the 28th ranked pass defense. So this could be a really long day. Bluegrass was talking about the weather. That could definitely play a factor in trying to slow down Patrick Mahomes and his pass attack going up against the 28th ranked pass defense in the league. Now, last week, we know the Jaguars had that incredible comeback against the Chargers. They ended up winning that game 31-30. The Chiefs now have won their last 5 games. They won their last 5 games of the regular season and earned a first-round bye. So they got to chill this past weekend and kind of just watch playoff football. The Jaguars, meanwhile, they overcame that 27-point deficit last week. It was the third largest comeback in playoff history. The Jags are the first team in NFL history to win a playoff game after being the team that finished dead last in the NFL the year before that, or tying for that record. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs won their last 5 games of the regular season. Jacksonville Jaguars have 8 straight wins as the underdog this season. That's tied for the most in a season in the Super Bowl era. So if they win this next game, they're going to break that record, man. This one's looking like it's going to be a better matchup than I think most people think. I'm still leaning towards the Chiefs, and let me tell you why. I got these Nuggets. They gave me a box of extra nuggets on the side here for free. We looked in, we were kind of boosted here. The Chiefs have gained at least 300 yards in 16 straight games. They finished the regular season with 7,032 yards in the regular season, which broke a franchise record. Now, Trevor Lawrence, he's the 6th quarterback in NFL history with 4 more touchdown passes in his first career playoff start, so big kudos to him. Patrick Mahomes had 5,614 yards passing and rushing combined this season to break Drew Brees' record from 2011, though Patrick Mahomes did do that in 17 games. Travis Kelce caught 110 passes this year, which was just 1 behind Tyreek Hill's club record set in 2021. Travis Kelce needs 2 catches to pass Shannon Sharp for 4th among tight ends ever. So that dude is about to be etched in the history book early, him and Patrick Mahomes. I think both of them are solidified Hall of Famers already. I know they got a lot more football to play, but I just think that the Chiefs are going to be a little bit too much for the Jaguars in this game. Can't go without talking about Chris Jones, man, 15 and a half sacks this season, which is 3rd best in the NFL. And I feel like nobody is talking about Chris Jones.
Yeah, Kansas City's defense is always going to be like on the back burner for most people, just because of how high octane the Kansas City Chiefs offense is. But they definitely have some guys on the defensive side of the ball, and they have some young talent over there as well. And they're going to be put to the test today. I think, Jacksonville is an offense that, when clicking, can put up massive amounts of production, yards and points. So it's going to be interesting to see how Kansas City decides to defend Jacksonville. It's also going to be interesting to see how Jacksonville attacks the Chiefs offensively, because Jacksonville has a pretty good defense. They're not great. They're not horrible, but
that pass defense is horrible.
Yeah, but it is playoffs. Like you said, Kansas City Chiefs can tend to be a different team in the playoffs. But Trevor Lawrence, I think, Does Doug Peterson kind of adjust the beginning of the game script-wise based upon what happened last week? Like, do they kind of ease things in with Trevor Lawrence, kind of try to establish a run a little bit more early on in this game? That'll be interesting to see how they go about that. They're going to have to put up points, I think. Jacksonville's defense is a good team, defensively, obviously. And I think that...
No.
No, you disagree with that?
I'm going to continuously give you pushback on that.
No. I think Jacksonville's defense is better than what the numbers may say.
Overall, they're the 24th ranked defense in the entire NFL. That's bottom 3rd. That's not good.
Okay, that's not good. But they can play good at times. And we've seen that as
potential.
We have seen that as of late. Their defense has pretty much saved them on this little run to get them into the playoffs and to win the playoff game. You can say that basically, the defense held the Chargers to 3 points in the second half in the first playoff game.
27 in the first. Let's not ignore what happened in the first half, though, right? It took a miracle for them to come back.
That's why you play 2 halves, okay? The game is split into 2 halves for reasons like that, to kind of make adjustments. So it'll be interesting because, based upon that, Kansas City can go out here and put up 40 points in this game, right? No questions about it.
Yeah.
That can definitely happen. But the Jaguars can also force some turnovers. I think that's going to be key for them. Can they force a turnover or two out of Patrick Mahomes and, one of these running backs? That's going to be what's super important. And it's also going to be interesting to see how Kansas City approaches Jacksonville offensively. Are they going to try and establish some sort of running game? Because we know Kansas City, it's not like they're Buffalo where, they run the ball maybe like 10 times in a game, but we've seen it where they've been they're one of the more pass heavy teams in the league, basically. So we got to see how they decide to handle that, because a lot of what Kansas City does in opposition to just strictly running the ball RTDB style is a lot of those short passes, the shovel passes, like those sort of plays that kind of like they're pass plays, but they're basically run plays if you look at it from that standpoint. And they got a guy who we're going to talk about here in a moment during this over-under segment, Jerick McKinnon, who, he's one of those guys that can kind of just go off out of nowhere in a game. He doesn't necessarily do it consistently. He doesn't do it all the time, but he is one of those weapons that the Chiefs kind of have in their bag that they can pull out whenever they want to, really.
You want to hear a stat about him that's very consistent?
I will love to hear that.
I
love stats.
6 straight games with a touchdown right now. He's about to break the team record. I know you wouldn't be able to guess who had that team record. It's a known name, too.
It's a known name. Old or new?
It's a known name. I'll give you, it was after 2000.
Priest Holmes?
Dwayne Bowe.
Former
Forgotten
LSU
receiver.
wide receiver. He was a big dude. He was good.
He was a beast.
Good.
That year that I want to say it was either Elvis Gerback or Matt Castle, one of them. The year that they went and they became the starter over there in Kansas City, his targets it was like every pass went to him. Like, I swear to God, it was like 170 targets or something ridiculous. He had like over 50% of the target share for the team. Like everyone else, under 60. Everyone else, he was getting like 160, 170 targets that year. But I think he's a wide receiver that a lot of people going to forget about.
You know who he kind of reminded me of? David Boston. You remember David Boston?
Yeah.
David Boston was a big time guy there too for a little while. But so it's gonna be interesting. That's the thing is that, I know that McKinnon puts up points because from playing the daily fantasy sports, I'm gonna put together some lineups here once we get off of the stream, but it's going to be interesting to see how much volume he gets. Pacheco's been coming on strong here at the end of the season too. Yep. So he's definitely a guy that we're going to have to keep our eyes on for sure. So there's a lot of talent on the field here, a lot of young talent too. Jacksonville can spread the ball out. They got Ingram, they got Zay Jones, they got Christian Kirk, Travis Etienne. And then they got a couple of these guys that, people like me know about because I like to dig into the underdog guys and Agnew and my guy JaMycal Hasty, who was drafted by the San Francisco 49ers originally. Those two guys can do some damage, big play capability out of those two guys. So definitely keep your eye out on them. But I think it's time to go into the section of over or under, which has basically become a pop quiz for Awthentik also.
Pretty much.
We're going to test Awthentik's pop quiz ability, and we're also going to throw some polls up in the chat. So make sure everybody in the chat take part in those polls. Let us know what you think, and we will definitely have some fun with this one. We're going to start with Jacksonville, I'd imagine. Is that where we're going to start? We're going to start with my Jaguars.
Yeah, let's start with the Jaguars. Let me get this one ready real quick.
All right. Big shout out to everybody in the chat right now who is rocking with us here on YouTube. And, of course, everybody who is checking in on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to come on by the YouTubes and say hello. We are enjoying what is going to be a lovely day of football, ladies and gentlemen. Up first, it's my guy. It's your guy. It's everybody's guy.
No, it's your guy. Everybody's guy. This is your guy.
Sunshine himself, Trevor Lawrence, who came on absolutely amazing in the second half after a dreadfully, almost historically bad first half. He had 4 interceptions in the first half, turned it around and had 4 touchdowns in the second half. The over-under line on Trevor Lawrence for this game in touchdowns, passing touchdowns, mind you, is 1.5. So, how many times do you think Trevor Lawrence has thrown for more than 1.5 passing touchdowns this season?
Okay, so I think this is going to be an easy one right off the bat, actually. The not your quiz question, but this over 1.5 touchdowns here. I'd say like Let's go with the number, man. Let's start it off with a hot 8.
Awthentik hits it. Boom!
Let's go.
Trevor Lawrence has thrown for 2 touchdowns or more 8 times this season, ladies and gentlemen. But
hey, that's a good sign right there.
That's a good sign. That is a good sign. But how many times has Trevor Lawrence gone over 1.5 passing touchdowns in the last 6 games?
Let's go with
including playoffs. Including
the playoffs.
Yeah.
Last 6. So the last 5 of the regular season. Let's go 4.
Only 2 times.
Ooh, okay.
He's only gone over 2 touchdowns or over 1.5 passing touchdowns 2 times in the last 6 games. Now, as we know.
So if you take away that playoff game, 1 out the last 5, that's not good. I should have thought about that. He was kind of like on a cold streak there, at least for the last 2 games.
Indeed. So, we do know that the Jacksonville Jaguars faced Kansas City Chiefs earlier this season. In that game, do you know if Trevor Lawrence threw for more than 1.5 passing touchdowns?
You gotta pay attention, man. I talked about it in my intro, bro. Yeah, he did.
So
he had 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. Yeah.
So,
Beard, go to the bathroom, go get your Q-tip, man, and get your wax out.
I know, but it's part of my scripts, okay? So, do you think he goes over 1.5 passing touchdowns today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Easy.
Absolutely.
No question.
No question about it. I mean, if this game goes how I imagine it's going to go, they're going to be trailing in this game, and he's going to have to throw some garbage time touchdowns to probably get one good one at least in the first half.
All right, I'm going to take the over as well. So we're both going to take the over. I have to write this down so we can calculate and see if Awthentik can catch up to the Beard here in the over-under statistics. What is the chat saying?
Chat is saying 93% right now. He's going to go over. My man Zach says the Chiefs have a bad defense, but their defenses look pretty decent this year. They're ranked 11th overall, man.
This sounds like a slam dunk bet here for the over on 1.5.
Oh, those numbers are kind of dropping. Give me that 5-second countdown for the chat real quick. Them numbers starting to drop.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and end poll.
Yeah, we got 82% say Trevor Lawrence will go over 1.5 touchdowns.
All right. The chat is going with the over. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head to the running back. Okay?
Are we? Hold on. We mixing it up, bro. We're mixing it up.
We're mixing it up. Audible, Omaha.
Oh, exactly. Omaha. Definitely Omaha.
All right. Awthentik has taken the wheel. Where are we driving to?
We're going to go with, let's go with this one right here. Keep the theme.
Hot route. Oh, we're gonna alternate, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Mahomes rolling with Mahomies. All right, here we are. This is an interesting one, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Mahomes over or under 310.5 passing yards. Okay, Jacksonville gives up the 5th most passing yards per game. All right, at 238.3 yards
They're
per
bad
game.
defense.
You know what? Okay. How many times has Patrick Mahomes thrown for 311 or more yards this season, Awthentik?
Let's go 13.
That's very 10 times. Close, but 10 times. 13, I mean, man, that would be, I guess he did go over 5,000 yards on the season.
The team has gone over 300 yards 16 straight games. So, I mean, I imagine a lot of that's with the pass attack. I can't imagine how many 100-yard rushers the Kansas City Chiefs have had, you know?
How many times has he done it in the last 6 games?
So, you said 10 on the year. In the last 6, let's just go half. Go with 3 games.
Awthentik is on a roll, ladies and gentlemen. 3 out of the last 6 games, Patrick Mahomes has thrown for 311 or more yards. And obviously, he did that in the game against Jacksonville, throwing for 331 yards earlier this season.
Yeah.
This is tough for me.
It's tough. It is.
Because that 300, I mean, that's a lot. Like, you have to automatically assume that this is going to be, you know, a shootout, a close game, or he just goes absolutely bonanza like in the first half. You know, like that's kind of like where you're going. with this one. I feel like he's going to be close, but I don't know. I got more faith in the Jacksonville defense than I think most people do. You know?
Yeah, they're the 24th ranked overall defense.
You like to bring that up a lot.
Stop the run. They're good at stopping the run. I give them that.
Yeah, but Kansas City is probably just as good at stopping the run on themselves than they are the defensive team that they're playing, you know.
Yeah.
So
20th ranked rushing offense. They got the 8th ranked rushing defense. That's where the Chiefs defense is actually pretty good.
I think man, this is tough because I feel like it makes sense almost to take Patrick Mahomes in the over, right? But I feel like he's going to land right around this mark. Like maybe like I'm going to take the under. I think he goes to I think he hits 301 in this game.
I'm taking the over. It's Patrick Mahomes. I'm not going to doubt him until there's reason to doubt him. He's at home. You heard the stats about at home, right? 26 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. It's a lot of yards, man. It's a lot of yards in that mix too.
Yeah, there's a lot of yards, but this is the Jacksonville defense, though. You know, they're only giving up 238.3 yards passing per game.
Let's do a little math here.
So that means he's got it. That means he's got to go like almost 80 yards over what they're allowing.
The chat is really split on this one too. They're definitely really split on this one. So he had 2,825 yards in 9 games at home in the playoffs.
So that's probably like
over.
What, 2? It's like
just over.
What's that, like
313.8 yards. I'm taking the over.
See, Vegas knows what they're doing, man.
They do. That's probably how they came up with that number right there. Let's get the countdown for the chat one time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and end the poll.
All right, so we got, let's see this little update. Come on, YouTube. What are we doing here? It was at 52% before it ended. It's not showing me the updated poll.
52% saying over or under?
Saying over.
So that one's a little bit close. This is a tough number right here. 310.5. I mean, that's a lot of yards.
59% said yes. He'll go over.
59% said over.
Yeah.
Well, Zach says, I feel like this might be a off game because they may run the ball because of the weather.
What are we talking about for the weather? How bad are we talking?
Let's check a really quick update from Tim's Weather Center here.
Okay.
We're going to pull up the Tim's Weather Center app, and we're going to type in Arrowhead Stadium.
How does one acquire about this app? Is this in the Apple Store?
It's not in the Apple Store. Arrowhead's in Kansas City, I'd imagine, right? Ooh. Okay. What time is kickoff again? 4 o'clock or 4:30?
Ish, yeah, 4:30.
So between 4 and 5, you're going to have snow and a wintry mix to continue for the next several hours. So it will be some sort of precipitation coming down during the entire game, and it'll be around 37 degrees, give or take. So
okay, it's Patrick Mahomes. I'm still going with it.
Yeah, it's gonna be you guys making fun of me. Winterly mixed.
Winterly mixed. You said something else earlier. I let it pass, and I really shouldn't have. It was so crazy.
The beardisms, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna come out during the playoffs. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, the chat's taking the over. Awthentic's taking the over. The beard is over here on an island with the under. Let's see where the Captain Awthentic will be guiding this ship.
I am the captain now.
We're going to our guy, Jerick McKinnon. Over or under 63.5 scrimmage yards. This one is interesting, okay, because he's a guy. He's a little scat back sort of guy. He can, catch the ball. He can run the ball. He can go for 60. He can go for 5 and a touchdown. You just don't know with this guy. So, Awthentic, you're on a roll so far. I'm
going to get this one wrong. I'm just letting you know off the bat.
How many times this year has Jerick McKinnon gone over 63.5 scrimmage yards?
Let's go 7.
Only 3 times
I
all
figured it was
year
something low. I figured it was
has
something
Jerick McKinnon gone over 63.5 scrimmage yards. How many times do you think he has done it, though, in the last 6 games?
low. Once.
3 out of the last 6. He has gone over.
He's been active. He's active.
He's been active. And against Jacksonville earlier in the season, he failed to hit this mark in that game. But he got close. He had 58 yards total from scrimmage in that first matchup. So for me, this one is one of the harder ones because he doesn't have a lot of overall body work, doing this throughout the season, but he has been a guy that they have relied on as of late. And I think that's definitely something to keep our eyes on. I think, if he does this, it's going to have to rely on a big-time play, whether it's out of the backfield receiving or like a long run. I think the likelihood is more so of him probably having a screen pass that he breaks for like 40 yards sort of situation. That's where I kind of see it. But he's all over the field when they're playing. He's in the backfield. He's lined up in the slot. Lined up outside. Like, he's a guy that can pretty much be lined up anywhere. So I'm kind of leaning towards the over, but I'm very, very scared. We're going to need a compilation of beardisms. We're going to have to get onto the editing department. We'll put in the request. Might take some time, but we will definitely put in the request. Man, where are you at on this one, Awthentik?
I mean, I'm looking at the chat. And they're voting here. I was thinking about the under. They're leaning towards the over. Got me. I was waiting on your answer to see where you was going to go.
I know you were. This one, that's the tough ones. You never want to go first on. You never want to go first on the tough ones.
I'll go on this one. I'm going to say under. The tough weather makes it actually more of a reason to take the over, I think.
It does, but it just scares me. Like, what if they start going to Pacheco a little bit more? You know what I'm saying?
And Kansas City can do that.
Yeah, they absolutely can. I'm going to take the over. I think he gets 65 yards from scrimmage.
All right.
I'm going to take the over.
Second one I think we disagreed on right there.
Yep. We're mixing it up a lot more than we were last week for sure.
Facts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, get those last-second votes in on the poll as we begin the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and end poll.
We got 73% say, he's going to go over.
73% taking the over. Wow. That's a pretty large number, ladies and gentlemen. Kansas City does love their jet sweeps. Juice Jones is in the building. Shout out Juice Jones. I see you. Irish Rover in the building. Shout out to everybody in the chat. All right, Captain. Where will the ship arrive next, sir?
All right, we're going to keep the theme at a running back one time.
1 and 1. Both these guys rocking at number 1.
Facts.
Shout out to Travis Etienne in the mix. Travis Etienne's line here is going to be 69.5 rushing yards. This game, over or under. So everybody in the chat, make sure you guys are putting in your votes in the poll for Travis Etienne, over or under. 69.5 rushing yards. Now, as Awthentik mentioned, Kansas City's rush defense, one of the best in the league. 8th best rush defense, giving up 107.2 yards on the ground per game. How many points?
How many yards?
107.2 yards per game. So, Awthentik, how many times this season has Travis Etienne breached the mark of 69.5 rushing yards in a game?
He was banged up for a little bit there, too. I'm going to say over 69 yards. 8.
So close. 9 times.
Okay, I was going to say 7. That's what's
9 times Travis Etienne has gone over 69.5 rushing yards. And in the last 6 games, how many times has Travis Etienne gone over 69.5?
9 times on the year in the last 6. Let's go 4.
Right on the money. Shout out to Authentic. 4 out of the last 6 games, this is including the playoffs, has Travis Etienne gone over 69.5 rushing yards. And he came up short in the first matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs, only rushing for 45 yards in that matchup. For me, I feel like they almost have to hit this number in order for Travis Etienne in order for the Jacksonville Jaguars to have a chance in this game. I think they're going to have to establish some sort of running game. I'm going to take the over, 69.5 for Travis Etienne in this game.
I'm going to take 69.5. All it takes is a big run for him, and he's definitely an explosive running back. I'm going with the under. I'm going to go with the under. Just under.
We have only agreed. We have 2 left in this game, and we have only agreed on one of them so far.
Good stuff.
So,
good stuff.
The chat. I'm curious to see where the chat is on this one. Where is the chat at in this one?
The chat was
Should I give them a countdown?
No countdown necessary.
No countdown?
78% say yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
Chat loves themselves some overs. That's for certain.
They really do.
All right, Captain. Steer the ship and take us to the next landing spot in this portion of over-unders for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Kansas City Chiefs. It's your boy. New York Giants fans are familiar with this young man. His name is Evan Ingram. Is Evan Ingram wearing a C? Is he a captain? He is a captain on this team, huh? Is that a C on his chest?
I'm not too sure. Let me go full screen here real quick. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Maybe I got a little excited. I thought it was a C.
Yeah, got a little excited.
I was about to say, shout out Evan Ingram. Captain Ingram reporting for duty.
Like the captain.
All right, the over-under on Evan Ingram is going to be 47.5 yards. Seems a little low, right? Seems a little low. How many times has Evan Ingram gone over 47.5 yards receiving this season, Authentic?
Let's go 9.
7 times. 7 times he has gone over 47.5 receiving yards. But in his last 6 games, he's been a little hot. How hot, Authentic, including playoffs?
In his last how many games?
6 games, including playoffs.
6 games, including the playoffs. He definitely went over that in that playoff game. Let's go 4.
Spot on, Authentic. 4 out of the last 6 games, Evan Ingram has breached 47.5 receiving yards. He failed to do so in the first matchup against Kansas City, only producing 14 yards receiving. Once again, I feel like this is going to have to be a spot where they're going to get a lot of Evan Ingram action. You got to work the tight end into the mix. He's been having some big plays in this game. I feel like he's going to definitely get the targets that it's going to allow him to get over 47.5. I'm not necessarily saying he's going to have a 100-yard game, but I think he could land in that range of 60 to 70 yards. And if not, at least breach that 47.5 yards. So I'd imagine most people are probably going to be hammering the over on this line, as will I. I will take the over 47.5 receiving yards for Evan Ingram.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm taking the over as well. I think this is a no-brainer. I mean, I see the Jacksonville Jaguars trailing in this game late, going to have to throw the ball. And Evan Ingram had a game last week. I mean, he was balling out. He was everywhere, all over the field last week, getting a lot of yak. 47 seems relatively low.
Zach says Kansas City allows 10.5 yards to tight ends.
That's a nugget right there.
Oh, my goodness gracious. NYB, though, says the Chiefs' defense is trash.
What Chiefs team have y'all been watching this year? When has the Chiefs defense been trash this year? It's crazy.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the chat poll is probably at about 93% on the over for Evan Ingram.
Okay, I'm going to take the under on that. Give him the 5-second countdown.
5. Well, you can see the poll. 4, 3, 2, 1, and end poll.
75% say he will get over the 47.5.
Thought it was going to be a little bit more than that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go from one tight end to another tight end. I know where the ship's going now because we only got one more stop on this fantastic voyage.
I just jumped to another game.
I mean, this guy kind of reminds me of a younger me. Plays a lot like how I did back in my day. Yeah.
I don't care.
You know, so it is. Perry Mack says Spags is one of the greatest defensive minds to ever grace the game of football.
It's facts. It's facts right there.
It's not the Beard, but it is Travis Kelce. Over
That's Travis
under,
Kelce saying he remind you of a young who?
Beard.
What?
Beard. Hey,
Beard.
buddy, Beard.
He said, hey, buddy.
The over-under is going to be 81.5 receiving yards. I will tell you, I have played Travis Kelce over-unders so many times, and he always gets me. Like, I always end up picking the wrong one with Travis Kelce. Like, I go over, I'm like, oh, this is a slam dunk, over.
Yeah.
And then he gets like 60 yards. And then I'm like, all right, you know, maybe I'm reaching a little bit. You know, let's go under. And then he goes for like 110. How many times has Travis Kelce gone over 81.5 receiving yards this season, Authentic?
Let's go with 10.
8. 8 times Travis Kelce has gone over 81.5 receiving yards in a game. Now, how many of those times has he done it in the last 6 games?
Let's go 3.
Only 2 times. Travis Kelce has only gone over 81.5 yards receiving twice in the last 6 games. He came up literally 1 yard short in the first matchup against Jacksonville Jaguars. He had 81 yards receiving in the matchup earlier this season against Jacksonville.
That's where that number came from. They're like, yeah, let's go with 81.
Yeah, so 81.5 seems like a lot to me. It really seems like a lot. Like, that means he has to have, like, I mean, like, that's not a monster game, but that's a big game from a tight end.
Solid game, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even Travis Kelce. So, for me, this is like on that line where I just don't know. I just don't know. Jacksonville Jaguars, according to Zach, who we might have to get on the payroll here eventually. The non-paying payroll, but payroll nonetheless. Says the Jags have allowed 13 yards per catch to all tight ends all season. So
That's high.
So let's think about that. That would put him at like what, 7 catches at 13 yards a catch, give or take.
Yep.
Yeah. So
7 on the button.
I don't know, man. Who else? I mean, I think they might end up having to go to Kelce at some point here.
I mean, I'm imagining the whole offense is going to go through Kelce for the most part.
Yeah, but I mean, like hardcore, like Kansas City is down by 3 in the fourth quarter, and they need to, pick up some steam here. A nice little drive where Travis Kelce has like 50 yards receiving.
That's what they're going to be doing. They don't need to pick up no steam.
I am going to take the over. I think he just gets there. I think he gets 83 yards in this game. So the Beard is going to go with the over. He's due. I mean, 2 out of the last 6, he's due. He's due.
I'm with you on the over as well. Yeah.
All right. So we are both going to take the over for Travis Kelce in this game. I think the chat's leaning towards the under if I had to guess. I'd say they're at like 53% under. No?
80% say yes.
80%.
He will get there.
The chat has some faith in Mr. Travis Kelce. All right. So now that we have given you guys all the information as far as the overs and unders go, it's time to officially make our picks. Because it sounds like Awthentic is going to go with the Chiefs here.
So wait. Do we want to pick now for this game, or do you want to pick both games at the end?
I mean, you're the captain.
I am the captain now. Let's see. Let's pick it now.
All right. Jacksonville Jaguars, Kansas City Chiefs. Jacksonville Jaguars are 9-8. Kansas City Chiefs are 14-3, which I believe that's the best record in the entire National Football League, if I'm not mistaken. They are 9.5-point favorites, Authentic. 9.5.
It's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. Over-under is 53. It's a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
I am just going to start this off by saying I think the Jacksonville Jaguars will definitely cover the 9.5 points. Okay? I think we're going to get to the over just barely at 54 points. And you know what I'm going to do?
Are you about to go out on a limb here for the first time in the playoffs?
Listen, no, I've been out on the limb. I'm picking the mad upsets already this playoffs.
Jaguars was, yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb.
That's the only game you picked that was near an upset.
I think Giants were an upset.
Yeah, I'll give you that. The chat would have slayed you if you didn't pick us in the first round.
I know that.
And I'll give you this too. You picked the Bucks. You was wilding on that one.
I might be wilding on this one because, listen, the Kansas City Chiefs can easily win this game by 20 points. Let's just be honest. I'm going to go out on a limb. I think that there's magic in the air, okay? The Jacksonville Jaguars will win this game. Book it.
Hit them with the book it.
Jacksonville Jaguars will upset the Kansas City Chiefs today. I guess I have to give a score, right?
Sure.
I'm going to say 29-25. Jacksonville Jaguars win.
29-25. Okay. 29-25. So you're taking the over.
Yep. Taking the over.
I'm going to go 31-17. Kansas City Chiefs. Give me the under. Yeah, give me the under. Okay. Patrick Mahomes, man. At home? At homes? Nah, dog. Not today.
So I got 29-25, and you have
29-25 is an interesting score.
It is. Something interesting is going to happen in this game.
Yeah. Safety.
And you said what, 31-17?
31-17. Might be worse.
It could be. Definitely could be.
I
see some people picking the Jags in the chat. Do we have a
NYB picked them. NYB said the Chiefs defense is trash, man.
The Saturday Flight picked them too.
Okay. The Saturday Flight had the legendary clip with us the other day.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that was legendary. By a point. I like that by a point. Yeah, that's cool. By a point is a good score. Is that it? Those only two people that picked the Jags?
As far as I can see that have publicly picked them, yes. Zach is saying we're going to get a scoregami. For those of you that don't know, a scoregami is a score that has never happened before in the history of the NFL.
I would love to know what those scores are. Is 29-25 one of them? Scoregami.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Chiefs on this one. The chat went, let's see, they were leaning towards the Chiefs early on in this one. And they went, 88% went for the Chiefs. That'll be a big upset.
That will be a big upset.
Why NYB said publicly picked them.
Oh, man. All right. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with us right now. We got 46 people across Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and, of course, right here on the YouTubes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's everybody's been waiting for. It is the New York Football Giants headed to Philadelphia, where it's not always sunny, to face the Eagles. Let's get to rocking and rolling.
Giants are on the board with 11:16 to go here in the third.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your football Giants from New York are headed to Philadelphia. The Giants are 9-7-1 thanks to the Washington Commanders. They are headed to Philadelphia. The Eagles are 14-3. They're 7.5-point favorites. The over-under in this game is 48. Kickoff is going to be at, I left the time off on this one. What's the exact kickoff time?
8:15.
8:15. It's going to be a long day for the New York football
It's going to be a long
fans.
day. I say that now and watch. It's going to fly by. I'm going to look up
yeah.
oh, my God, we're late. Get to it.
Authentic, lay out the script for this game.
Will do, man. Last week, the Giants defeated the Vikings 31-24. The Eagles were on a first-round bye. Last meeting, the Eagles won both matchups this season. Week 14, Philadelphia Eagles defeated the New York Giants, blew the socks off our Giants, 48-22. In Week 18, against the backups, they beat the Giants 22-16. The Eagles and the Giants have met 4 times in the postseason, each team winning twice, each team winning 1 divisional round, and each team winning 1 wild card round as well. The Giants have lost. This is the number that's kind of scary right here, but it also makes me feel a little bit, a little swaggy here one time. We've lost 9 straight games in Philadelphia. The last time we beat the Eagles in Philly was in 2013. And the last time the Eagles were a number 1 seed in the NFC, they won the Super Bowl in 2017. Jalen Hurts, you were talking about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs having the best record in the league. He's 14-1 as a starter this season. At full strength, Hurts had an incredible game against the Giants in that first matchup, 294 combined yards passing and rushing, 3 touchdowns, in a dominating 48-22 victory. That one was at MetLife Stadium. The Giants were missing a couple players in that one, Leonard Williams, Adoree Jackson, and Xavier McKinney. Also, the Philadelphia Eagles were missing tight end Dallas Goedert as well. In 3 games since returning, Goedert has 12 receptions, 158 yards. They're also expected to get back right tackle Lane Johnson in this matchup after missing the past 2 games. Daniel Jones, man, this offense played extremely well in that wild card game against the Minnesota Vikings. 24-35, 301 yards from Daniel Jones, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Saquon had 14 touches for 109 total yards, 53 on the ground. And Isaiah, say it with me one time, Hodgins had a 100-yard game. I don't even know how many 100-yard games our wide receivers have had this year, but it can't be that many. He had 8 receptions for 105 yards, 1 touchdown on 9 targets. Giants offense had 5 plays over 20 yards in that game, but that was against the Vikings, so we got to keep that in mind. 178 yards after the catch versus the Vikings for the Giants. 59.1% of the passing yards were after the catch. So I'm looking for a lot more in that, man. We talked about a lot of things in this matchup on our Thursday preview show. I talked about that matchup between Dexter Lawrence and Jason Kelce, which Jason Kelce has definitely held his own ground in that matchup. 7 career games, he's only held Dexter Lawrence, I was about to say Trevor Lawrence, Dexter Lawrence to just 2 sacks and 6 quarterback hits. Got to find a way to stop the run. For me, we'll go over your roadmap a little bit just so we can make sure we can check in on that. For me, it was take care of the ball, limit the big plays, stop the early rushing attack. Isaiah Hodgins. I think Isaiah Hodgins. He cannot get stopped in this game. To me, he's the X factor. If he can have at least a decent game, give me about 50, 60 yards at least, I think the Giants will have a good shot in this one. And by all means necessary, you got to protect Daniel Jones. Eagles led the NFL with 70 sacks this season, and they also had the number 1 pass defense. So I think those are going to be the keys to victory for the Giants. There's also a lot more riding on this game. I think the defense has to step up. Like our offense, I'm not too worried. Don't go out there and try to press. You don't have to have this big game like you had against the Minnesota Vikings. You don't got to come out here and score 4 touchdowns on your first 5 possessions. You can just come out here, do what you do, let the plays come to you. The Philadelphia Eagles are a really good defense. They had trouble stopping the run early on in the year. I thought that the Giants were going to go against the Vikings and rely heavily on the run. It's not going to surprise me if they come out here and PTDB and just pass the damn ball in this whole game. We'll see, man. Like, that's what's been working for the Giants as of late. And I know if it's not broke, don't fix it. I know this is a different defense, but we'll see. And the other nugget that we got to talk about that I brought up on Thursday's preview show, the Eagles got 4 players that have 11 sacks or more. Josh Sweat got 11. Javon Hargraves has 11. Brandon Graham has 11. Hassan Reddick has 16. Fletcher Cox, the odd man out, he's got 7 sacks on the season. So I talked about protect Daniel Jones. Isaiah Hodgins has to have a good game. Evan Neal's going up against Hassan Reddick today, man. Evan Neal, I stressed this factor on Thursday. He's got to have his best game, straight up and down.
For me, I think the main thing, especially that I just took from, going over that briefly, is that I think the defense, if the defense can step up, it allows the Giants not to have to force themselves into that sort of, we got to have these big plays, big game offensively sort of situation. So I think that that's definitely important. I think that if the defense can hold Philadelphia down to a certain level of productivity, I think that allows the Giants a little bit more wiggle room as far as play calling, pushing the ball down the field and things like that. Kind of gives them the opportunity to focus more on the running game, which I think is definitely important for the New York Football Giants. The Giants can win this game. They 100% can win this game. For me, I will reiterate a little bit of what I said on Thursday, and it's like, to me, the Eagles had been the best team for the entire season, in the National Football League. And I think you saw a little bit of, drop off, obviously, when you lose Jalen Hurts. And I think that proved a major point to all the people out there that said that were at one point calling Jalen Hurts a system quarterback or whatever they were saying.
Yeah, I still see a little bit of that running around. And you know what's very surprising? The people that I'm seeing talking about that are Eagles fans.
Yeah, listen, there's crazy people out there. There's
Facts.
Crazy people out there. And it's just, to me, the importance of Jalen Hurts.
God bless them, too.
To this team. The importance of Jalen Hurts to this team is unmeasurable. They say, well, Jalen Hurts wouldn't be here, wouldn't be putting up these numbers if he didn't have these weapons. Look at all the weapons he has. Yeah, and we talked about how, these weapons put up some numbers even when Jalen Hurts wasn't in.
Yeah.
But the one number that they didn't put up was actually a letter, and that's a W. Okay, so, those are some things.
That hurt. That hurt me, man. Mi corazón, man. God damn.
So the Eagles need Jalen Hurts to win this game, and they're going to need Jalen Hurts to be the Jalen Hurts of earlier this season. So we'll see how he can perform. We'll see how the shoulder is. We'll see how the play calling is, because we know there are some times where Sirianni gets a little, Sirianni-like. And he can.
It hasn't happened as of late, but
yeah, he has the ability to go off the script a little early and often. So hopefully, they stick to the game plan if you're an Eagles fan, obviously. The Eagles can pull out this victory. That will be what needs to happen. But don't worry, the Beard has love for his New York Football Giant fans and family here at Awthentik and The Beard. So I have a roadmap that is officially sponsored by Waze. I think we can go ahead and go to the roadmap.
You want to reiterate the roadmap? Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
We got all day. Let's get right to it.
Yeah, you think on the freeway. What? No, turn right. Get out of the lane. No. Okay, get procedure. Just get out the lane.
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up your seatbelts, grab on to your snap bars, and let's get ready for the officially sponsored by Waze roadmap to victory for the New York Football Giants. Obviously, we're going back to where it all started. RTDB. I'm going to need the New York Football Giants to have at least 30 rushing plays in this game. 30 or more rushing plays in this game in order for the New York Football Giants to win. And speaking about running, you're going to have to find a way to stop the run. I'm not asking you to put up a brick wall, but you're going to have to hold the Philadelphia Eagles to 125 yards or less.
100 or 25. I like the 25.
125 yards or less on the ground by the Philadelphia Eagles, and that will help you win this game. Third downs. This is a two-parter, ladies and gentlemen. Third downs are going to be big in this game. I'm going to need the New York Football Giants to convert on 50% or more on third down. And on the flip side, hold the Philadelphia Eagles to below 50% on third down conversion, okay? Not 50, but below 50 in order to win this game. Now, let's talk about red zone. It's not on anymore, but in this game, you're basically facing Scott Hansen at quarterback and Jalen Hurts. So, you're going to need to hold the Philadelphia Eagles to 50% or less in the red zone. Anything more than 50%, and there could be trouble for the New York Football Giants. And time of possession. All right, we're going to give you a very specific number here, New York Giants fans. If you want to win this game, you're going to have to win a time of possession battle, but not just by 56 seconds, not just by 1 minute and 37 seconds. I'm going to need you to win the time of possession battle by 8 minutes or more. 8 minutes or more, win the time of possession battle. And last, but most certainly not least, it's the turnover battle, ladies and gentlemen. You can't just tie the turnover battle. You're going to have to rely on the defense to force some turnovers. You got to force at least one, and then hopefully the Giants have none, and then you win a turnover battle. But nonetheless, New York Football Giants fans, you need to win the turnover battle. If you can accomplish all of these stops along the way, then you, my friends, just might walk away with a victory. That is the roadmap to victory, unofficially, officially sponsored by Waze.
Like perfect timing. God damn. That beat is catered for you, straight up and down, man.
Yeah,
I hope you're correct, man, and I hope that leads to a victory for us. I really do. I was a little bit more in agreement with this roadmap this week.
Yeah, understandably so. I tried to be reasonable here. You know, I had sometimes, the beard gets these visions, I have to go by.
The beard gets these visions.
I have to go by it. Big shout out to Zach. This is a huge one here for the $2 super chat. No Boston Scott touchdowns.
That's major.
I mean, the way he plays against you guys, he might just have to change his name to New York Scott.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Goddamn Philadelphia Eagles.
All right. We're going to give you guys a little bit of time to digest that roadmap before we make our picks and before we actually put up a poll about the pregame speech from the Beard. And we're going to run into over and unders that's going to be guided by Captain Awthentik himself. And he's going to steer the ship. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to participate in the poll. Because we're going to have some over and unders here. I think there's going to be a lot of overs in one part of these section of over unders.
I'd agree with that.
I think there's going to be a lot of unders in one section of the over under here. So
you ready for this first one?
Let's do it, Awthentik.
All right. Let's get right to it.
Right to it. There's a lot of players wearing number 1 today. I'm just going to throw that out there. I mean, I guess people wear 1 in every team, but you know what I mean. Jalen Hurts, the man. Now, he's got a C on his chest for sure. I see that one. I see that. Sure. Over under 304.5 scrimmage yards for Jalen Hurts today. Okay? How many times has Jalen Hurts gone over 304.5 scrimmage yards this season, Awthentik?
Let's go 7.
You were very close.
6.
6 times this year, Jalen Hurts has gone over 304.5 scrimmage yards. Now, of those 6 times, how many times has he done it in the last 6 games that he has played in?
In the last 6 games he has played in. I'll go 4. Go 3. Go 3.
Spot on. Jalen Hurts has gone over 304.5 scrimmage yards 3 times in the last 6 games. Now, Jalen Hurts is a guy that has played both of these matchups against the New York Giants, not like the New York Giants who smart about it and rested their starters. In both of those games, Jalen Hurts failed to go over 304.5 total yards from scrimmage, doing 242 in the last matchup and 294 in the first matchup. So, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, answer that poll. Let us know where you are at. I'm going to say that he goes over this mark today.
Come on, dog.
I think he has no choice but to
Spike
put the
don't
team
care.
put the team on his back
Spike don't care.
and do it all today.
Spike don't care.
So I'm going to take Jalen Hurts over 304.5 scrimmage yards in this
I'm
game.
going under, man. I'm going under.
No hesitation.
Yeah, I'm going under, man.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the chat is probably at about 85% under.
Not too far off. You want to give them their little countdown to submit their votes?
We're going to give you guys a countdown to get those last-minute votes in to push this one closer to reality. 5, 4, 3, 2, Uno, and poll.
All right, ending the poll. Now we got, let's see here. 77% says that he is not going to get there.
77%. That's not, I mean, listen, that's a large number. He's only done it, 6 times all year. But I feel like they're going to need him.
It's good odds, man. It's good odds. What Ian Rappaport talking about here. Did you hear about the hotel that the Giants were staying in that like the pipe broke or whatever?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. What are we doing here?
Not
It says that from NFL Game Day, Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts may have to, as he said, play injured again. So maybe he's not 100% today. It's perfect timing for this over-under 304.5 scrimmage yards. But you already submitted your vote. What's done is done. All right,
is there some sort of like it's a video. Goodness gracious. All right. That might steer me away from picking the Eagles. We'll have to wait and see.
All
Speaking
right.
of steering, where is the ship being steered to next?
I am the captain now.
Oh, we're going back-to-back Eagles. Miles Sanders, over or under 72.5 scrimmage yards. There's some interesting numbers to this one that kind of threw me for a loop here. How many times this season, Awthentik, has Miles Sanders gone over 72.5 total scrimmage yards?
Let's go 6.
Close. 5 times. I would have thought it would have been more. When I started looking at the game logs, they do not use Miles Sanders in the passing game nearly enough.
Yeah.
It is very, very, very strange. So this is probably going to rely on him going a little bit heavy in the run game. How many times do you think he's done it in the last 6 games?
Once.
Spot on. Good job, Awthentik. Miles Sanders has only breached 72.5 scrimmage yards once in the last 6 games. And in the matchups against the New York Football Giants, he's only done it twice. In the first matchup, obviously, he went Oscar Mayer, not Baloney, but Ham. He had 155 total yards from scrimmage in that game. But in the last matchup, 144 on the ground. In the last matchup, he only had 33 total yards from scrimmage. So this one's a little dicey here, okay? This one is definitely a little dicey. I just don't know what to do here. I like Miles Sanders, and I think they're going to need to use Miles Sanders. But, the Giants' run defense, as we have seen at times, has been very suspect.
It's a funny comment.
Which
Yo,
one?
that is a classic comment right there. This one right here.
The sad disparity between the franchises can be displayed between the cap of the host, Beard wearing a cap repping a team 40 years ago, and Awthentik wearing a current release cap of the Giants.
That's goated right there.
That
is goated right there.
I don't really have I don't have a response for that. And I'm wearing a Darryl Green
with the Darryl
champion
Green jersey. Yeah.
You gotta hold on.
Oh,
to what you
man.
got, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
Oh,
Miles
that's great.
Sanders, though, they just don't use him in the pass game enough for me. And I don't think he gets to 72 rushing yards. Actually, they might use him a lot because of this Jalen Hurts still hurt thing. I'm gonna go over. I think he gets 75 total yards here in this game.
I'm taking the under. Yeah, I'm taking the under. The chat, it was kind of a little bit closer on this one. 66% say that Miles Sanders is not gonna get there.
This is looking like a stampede here, steamroll, as you said earlier.
Yeah, man. You know what it is, man.
This is not true to Saturday. I do not believe that. I do not believe that.
What did he say?
He said Beard thinks the Eagles are gonna blow him out, but doesn't want to say it.
Yeah, I think he does think that a little bit in the back of his mind.
I do not think that. Do not think such a thing. All right, Captain. What's the next stop on this?
I mean, since I am the captain, let's get all this Eagles stuff out the damn way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Devonta Smith, stud wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. Over or under 65.5 receiving yards. Seems a little low to me. How many times has Devonta Smith gone over 65.5 receiving yards this season, Awthentik?
Let's go with 8.
Very close. 9 times Devonta Smith has gone over 65.5 yards receiving this season. Now, how many times has he done it, though, in the last 6 games?
He's been hot. I'll go 4.
5 out of the last 6 games, Devonta Smith has gone over 65.5 receiving yards. Now, he has been right on the line both games for the Eagles against the Giants. One of them over and one of them over. He went for 67 yards receiving and 64 yards receiving against the Philadelphia Eagles this season. So, for me, I think they're going to need a big game from Devonta Smith. I think the Giants are going to focus in more so on A.J. Brown, try and take away that deep threat, hopefully, and which is going to maybe open the door for some underneath routes for Devonta Smith. I think he sees a good volume here. Keith Roberts says it's at 62 on Prize Picks right now. So I'm definitely going to take the over 65.5 receiving yards for Devonta Smith in this one. You look a little perplexed on this one.
Nah, I think I got this one.
You're gonna continue the stretch here.
Nah, I don't think I am. But somebody had asked which Giants game it was that he went over, and it was the most recent one where we had the backups in the game. I'm going to take the over on this one. I think Devonta Smith is you're starting to see this guy emerge as a real deal number 1 threat. And I've talked about this a couple podcasts ago that they got a 1A, 1B situation over there with A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. It's going to be the toughest matchup for the Giants, man. I mean, with our secondary, what are they going to do and who are they going to choose to stop? Because Devonta Smith has the speed, A.J. Brown has the power. Who are you going to bracket? Who are you going to make sure doesn't have the big game? It could be both. I mean, it could be kind of split. Both these guys with Gardner Minshew in the lineup were still getting the amount of receiving yards that they've been getting throughout the year. So I'm going to stick with the over on this one. This will be the only one I'm picking the over on.
I'm curious to see if the chat got a little split on this one. Did we get closer to an over than we have in the previous 2
We
ones?
did. We definitely did. And the chat went with 59% over. They think he'll get there.
So Devonta Smith is going to be the guy in this game. I'm going to have to plug him in some DraftKings lineups here before these games start today. Mm-hmm. All right, Captain. It's time to course the ship towards the coast of New York.
Let's start this one off. First off, let's get the vibe. Let's get the vibe going. And let's start this one off slow. We'll start this one off with the homie one time.
Darius Slayton, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I will tell you that a lot of the sports books are completely disrespecting this New York Football Giants offense. A lot of these numbers are very, very low. And we're starting off with a low number of 46.5 receiving yards for Darius Slayton. Awthentik, how many times do you think Darius Slayton's gone over 46.5 receiving yards this year?
Okay, so he didn't play in every game. I think he only started like 13 games, something like that. I'm gonna say he's done that in 7 games.
Surprising. Darius Slayton has gone over this number 9 times this year.
Shout out to Darius Slayton, man.
9 times he has breached the 46.5 receiving yard mark. And of those 9 times, including the playoffs, how many times do you think he has done this in the last 6?
That's where you kind of tricking me too a little bit, though, because when you talk about it in the beginning, I'm not including the playoffs, but then the second question has the playoffs included. I don't know where we're going with this. So in the last 6 games, you said?
Yes, including playoffs.
Let's go with 4.
3 out of the last 6 games.
That's good work. That's good work.
And in the previous matchup against Philadelphia, because he did not play in the last game, he was 0 for 1 in that matchup, but very close. Put up 42 yards receiving in that first matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. So he's definitely capable. I think he does this. I have a good feeling about the Giants' offense in this game, statistic-wise. So I definitely think he's going to go over the 46.5. Might not be, anything crazy, but to me, I feel like that 46.5 is a little bit disrespectful. I think he gets over that mark in this game.
Yeah, I talked about Isaiah Hodgins when we were breaking down the game a little bit earlier. And if it's not Isaiah Hodgins having that big game, it's got to be Darius Slayton. Had the big 3rd down drop last game against the Vikings that technically could have cost us that game if the Vikings would have eventually went down there and scored. But we ended up stopping them on 3rd and on 4th down. So you can kind of forget about that drop from Darius Slayton. But I think that's reason for him to either have a huge game or have an awful game. You know how the drops go. You drop one, confidence start getting in the way, or it can boost your confidence. You could be like, I'm going to bounce back and I'm going to have a crazy game. 46.5 just don't seem like nothing. Darius Slayton been getting a lot of yak, had a lot of yak last game. He had 4 receptions for over 80 yards last game. That's double what we talking here. I think Darius Slayton's easily going to get over that 46.5.
Awthentik is down for the over. Shout out to Jay Jean. See you in the building. Appreciate you stopping by. All right. Captain.
Lucas in the building, too. What's poppin', Lucas?
Hey, Lucas. What's going on, Lucas? Checking in all the way from Australia. All right.
Facts.
We got 2 more stops till we pull into LaGuardia.
Okay. Now, I think this is only appropriate to end this poll right now for some good luck vibes from my man Darius Slayton. 86% say Darius Slayton is going to get over. Yeah. That's the exact jersey number my guy wears. Go out there and do this, dog. Go out there and do this, man. Big shout out to Darius Slayton.
That is, I think, like I said, I think a lot of this New York Giants lines are a bit suspect for sure.
As they definitely are.
And these next 2 stops along the way as Captain Awthentik steers this ship to New York.
About to miss this iceberg right here one time. This is rushing. Okay.
Yep. Saquon Barkley. Over or under 68.5 rushing yards in this game. This is going to be interesting. Philadelphia Eagles 17th in rushing defense, allowing 121.6 yards per game on the ground. How many times has Saquon Barkley gone over 68.5 rushing yards this season?
10 times.
Spot on, my
Let's
guy.
go. Like, I literally envisioned his stats in my mind just now. I was like, okay, I remember Tennessee. I remember he had the 2 bad games, but one of those games was over 68.5. Then he had the 100-yard game week 4. Then he had 2 bad games. Then he had the 100-yard game week 7. Had to bye, had a bad game, had a 100-yard game. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Saquon Barkley has done this 10 times, but in the last 6 games, including playoffs.
Spike don't care.
Oh, my bad.
How many times has Saquon Barkley gone over?
Okay, including playoffs. He didn't do it in this game against the Vikings, so that's 1 right there. 6 games, let's just say twice.
Spot on. 2 times.
Let's go, man. I know the big dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I know the big dogs.
Yes, you do.
Let's go, man.
Saquon did not hit that mark in their first matchup earlier this season, only rushing for 28 yards in that first matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. So, I already said the Giants need to RTDB. I think it is going to be vital for the New York Football Giants in order to win this game to go over 68.5 yards rushing. So, I am going to take the over in Saquon Barkley, 68.5 rushing yards.
Just, creating a receipt right now just in case things go our way in this game. Shout out to the homie Keith Roberts one time in the building. I love when people use that word delusional. He said no Mets, no Nets, no Jets is delusional because Saquon's going to go over a buck in this game. People said I was delusional when I said I wasn't scared of Derrick Henry. How did that
People
go?
say I'm delusional a lot. I don't have time to go through all of those receipts.
Too many receipts.
The delusional box of receipts is pretty packed.
That's going to be a good one. Oh, man, I hope my Giants can win this damn game. The Eagles, man, and their fan base feeling real confident on a Saturday afternoon. Feeling real confident. Primetime game, might I add. That kind of worries me a little bit. We know how Daniel Jones and his team has been in primetime.
I mean,
1-11 in the last 12 games.
Yeah, but one recently, right?
It's more reason to, get another one, right?
There you go.
Giants are 500 right now in playoff games as far as our record. Dead at 500. What a way to get over 500 against the Philadelphia Eagles, who beat us twice this year, who we haven't beat in Philadelphia since 2013. Oh, man. I cannot wait till tonight. I cannot wait until tonight.
Tug of war of emotions, my friend. Tug of war of emotions.
I hope we kick the Eagles' ass tonight, bro. I really do, dog. I ain't walking in all confident like my man Big Keith one time. Big Keith walked up in here confident, right? But damn, I hope we take care of business tonight. I really do. I really do. It will be a great feeling. Sunday's gonna be amazing if we get this win.
It's gonna fall on this next guy's shoulders, indeed, my friend.
87% of the chat said Saquon Barkley will get over that 68.5 rushing yards.
And we're both going over it.
Yeah, we're going over on that. Yeah, let's set up this last one.
This is the most disrespectful of all the statistics, I think. The lines. To me.
I don't know. Kid's been hot.
I mean,
Kid's been hot.
all signs are pointing the other direction. I will tell you that much on Mr. Daniel Jones.
Keith giving me more receipts, man. Why, Keith? Why? Why, Keith? Why? You think I deep down know that? I don't. This New York Giants team is hot. I think deep down you might be worried about that quarterback's shoulder over there.
I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, I'd be concerned if I was an Eagles fan as well. Well, let's talk about the healthy quarterback.
Let's do it. Mr. Daniel Jones, over or under 213.5 passing yards. Philadelphia's pass defense is the best in the league, holding opponents to a league-leading low of only 179.8 yards passing per game.
Wait, can you run that back for me one more time? Run that back again for me.
The Philadelphia Eagles are allowing a league best passing yards per game of a low 179.8 yards per game allowed to opposing offenses.
Okay.
Now, Daniel Jones this season has thrown the ball over 213.5 passing yards on how many occasions, Awthentik? Including playoffs.
Over 213. It's not that many, man. I'm gonna go with including playoffs 7.
5 times.
That ain't that good, man.
All right. And in the last 6 games, including playoffs, how many times has Daniel Jones gone over 213.5 passing yards?
5 games on the year. Let's go. Okay, so it's gonna be 3. It's 3.
2. Only 2 times in the last 6
Wait, are you
games.
counting his last 6 or are you counting
His last 6.
So he did it against the Vikings. He did it against the Vikings, and then he did it against the Colts, I thought. You sure about that, man? Beard's double checking those numbers over there.
We're gonna go to the Awthentik has thrown the red
I threw a
flag.
challenge flag out right now.
Okay, the challenge flag is out. Okay, Daniel Jones game log. In Minnesota in the playoff game, he went for 3-0. No, he went for 177 yards against the Colts.
He had 4 touchdowns, I think. Maybe that's why I'm a little hyped off that game. Two passing, 2 rushing, I believe it was, maybe.
Yeah.
Challenge. I just lost the damn timeout. God damn it. Damn it.
And he failed to do it in the first matchup against Philadelphia, only passing
clearly.
for 169 yards in that game. So it's the evidence is not helping in the case here for Daniel Jones to go over 213.5 passing yards. But you know what I say? Evidence, smevidence. Okay? I'm going to take Daniel Jones to go over 213.5 passing yards in this game. The boy's clicking.
The boy is clicking. Yeah, maybe get some confidence from that game against the Vikings.
100%. Now, the Vikings is not – the Eagles are not the Vikings. Let's not get anything twisted,
that's facts.
okay?
That is definitely facts.
So, you know –
how many yards – let's look this up. This up. How many yards did Davis Webb put up in that last game? Let's see. See what Davis Webb did.
I think it was
168. All right, I'm going over. Daniel Jones got to – come on. We could double that up. It's Davis Webb. I'm taking the over.
We're both taking the over on that one. We both went over. I'm curious to see where the chat's at on this one.
So, Crypto Moves was asking when were the other games this season where he breached that. I'm going to say it was the Green Bay Packers game. And another game did he pass? Well, so you got Green Bay. You got Minnesota twice. That's 3 right there. Ravens maybe. And Carolina. Those are going to be my 5 guesses.
Green Bay, he did 217.
Yep, so he got over.
Detroit, 341. 341.
Oh, yeah, I remember that game. That was when Schwartz was asking him, what you going to do when his team has to pass the ball 35 times, and they did it and lost. So Detroit, Packers, Vikings twice, and the other one is Carolina?
Dallas.
228. First or second matchup?
Second matchup.
Second matchup. Okay.
Yeah, Carolina, 176.
That's not good. So when he's breached this number, the only time that he's won is against the Vikings.
Yes.
That's not good. Oh no, I take it back. Packers. I take it back 2 times. Okay.
Yeah. And he barely got over in that Packers game with 217.
Eesh. You taking the over? I'm taking the over.
Yep.
Okay. I like it. All right, so now it's time. We're done all the over-unders and whatnot. Shout out to the gang one time. We'll get this last vote up here. I changed up the answer on this one from the yes and no. So we got so he gets more when they're losing. Still 213 is low. Yeah, that's facts. 68% said for sure. 31% said, come on, bro.
Were those the options in the poll?
Yeah, literally the options for the poll.
Literally
the options.
Shout out.
All right, so we sticking with our scores from Thursday's show, or are you going to switch it up? I had, what did I have on Thursday? 27-24. And you had, scroll all the way back up here. You had 24-23 for the Eagles.
Man. Like,
do you want to be right or do you want to be wrong?
Well, I mean, picking the
JR's
Giants
got
is
the
wrong.
Giants 27-24 as well. Look at that.
Picking the Giants is wrong. I don't ever want to be right, but listen. I know you guys want me to change my pick. I know you guys do. I really do. The only thing that's the only thing that's got me, a little suspect about sticking with my pick is this Jalen Hurts news. I think the chances are definitely going back. Listen, the Giants will definitely 100% cover that spread, I think. I definitely think that they're going to cover the spread.
What was it, 7.5?
Yeah. 7.5 is the spread. The over-under is 48. Listen,
48. I'm just under that 48.
I'm under the 48 too, right?
Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I lied. I'm just over. You are 24, 23. You're just under. Man, take the under and take your Eagles, man.
Yeah.
Do your
I'll take the Giants to cover the spread. I'm going to stick with my score. 24-23 and the under. But, you know, if you guys want a pregame speech to hype you up, you let me know. I'll do it for you guys.
Nah, man, not when you picking against us. We good.
Maybe
man.
I need to hype myself, you know, get myself into.
Only you say that speech if you pick the Giants at the end of it. Just imagine, any given Sunday, it's a game of inches, and then pick his team to lose the game. The Sharks got to win, right? The Pantheon Cup, bro. Come on. The Giants are on their way to the damn Pantheon Cup, bro.
Oh, the boos are out.
The booze, tomatoes in the chat for the beard, y'all. So you sticking to the script? I'm going to give mine first. 27-24, I'm sticking to the script. New York Giants going to win this game. Close, tight battle. I think that we're going to show the Eagles in this one, the old school Giants, where we were coming back in the second half. Second half adjustments going to win this one for the Giants. Evan Neal, bro, go out here. Have your best game. Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton, one of y'all got to have a solid game. The Giants can do it, man. Rely on Saquon Barkley. Get over that number we had. Was it 68.5 rushing yards? Get over that. The Giants can win this game. Defense got to show up. That's another thing. Defense can't. The performance that they put out there in the first matchup this year, you can't do that. But like I said, you were missing a bunch of players in that game. So.
Listen, I don't want to pick against the Giants, okay? And the Giants 100% can win this game. And I would not be surprised if the Giants do win this game. But now I feel like if I change my score, I might jinx you guys. So I'm going to stick with my score of the Philadelphia Eagles winning this game by a final score of 24-27.
That wasn't your score, was it?
Oh, 24-23, excuse me. 24-23. Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. I'm not mad at you, bro. Do your thing. Do your thing, man. You know? Can't come back next year and the New York Giants was in the NFC Championship game. That won't yield well for you and your Commanders fans when we, start that 2023 season.
Oh, don't worry, man. I have been taking nothing but beatdowns here.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So
you've been prepping for that draft?
Yeah, I got a little
tight end first round.
Michael Mayer for the Washington Commanders in the first round, a little surprise candidate.
I was talking to Benny about how y'all have drafted rounds 3 through 7 the last couple of years. So we got a good look at y'all picks. Couple players in the mix. Little Cam Curl vibes.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot. It was a couple. Don't size it now. It was like Cam Curl and like 2 other players and a bunch of special teams guys.
There's some other guys in there, man. Terry McLaurin.
We were talking to Ron Rivera drafts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sam Howell is in QB1 now. 5th round pick.
Spike don't care.
It's going to be tough. I had the graphics department draft something up for us real quickly so we could end the show on a high note, man. Big shout out to all of y'all, man. We got a couple hours before kickoff here, man. Get to settle in, maybe get some grub, maybe do a little chilling real quick before I get ready for this Chiefs-Jaguars matchup. Start to see where my nerves will lie during that game to prepare me for the Giants up against the Eagles tonight. Shout out to the homie Keith, man, for pulling up, representing Eagles fans one time in the building, man. Make sure you pull up on Monday, bro. We're going to be doing a Giant overreaction. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Tuesday, we'll be doing the whole NFC East recap, which takes me to this next question here, man. We talked about this entering the wild card round. So I figure we might as well do this for the divisional round.
Ooh.
Which NFC East quarterback will have the best divisional round performance this weekend? How you feeling about that, Beard? How you feeling about that?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good.
Dak Prescott coming off 5 touchdowns, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to pick Dak Prescott.
Daniel Jones coming off a monster game versus the Vikings. First quarterback to do everything he did in that game. Over 300, 2 touchdowns. He had the 70 yards on the ground, over 70 yards on the ground, 14 carries. They tried to call it 17.
I almost want to pick Daniel Jones.
Think of the matchups too,
Yeah.
Dallas
that's
going
the
up
big
against
thing.
a juggernaut
Exactly.
defense.
I
The
think-
Philadelphia Eagles are going up against a buzzsaw. Can I get a one zing, 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 zing for the Giants at least?
I'll give you in order. It's going to be
Yeah,
Jalen
order.
Hurts, Daniel Jones,
Damn.
Dak Prescott.
I'm going to actually flip the order. I'm going to go Dak Prescott, Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts.
That seems like a cop-out,
Nah, and I think it'll be just like last week, where it'll be like you'll have that split between Daniel Jones and Dak Prescott, even though Dak Prescott had 5 touchdowns, Daniel Jones had 2. Thank you. What is it? Flight Saturday flight.
D Saturday flight.
The Saturday flight for reminding me about them 5 touchdowns. But I think it'll be a little bit closer here. I'm going to go, it'll be a little bit of an argument, 1A, 1B between Dak Prescott, Daniel Jones, and then we'll put Jalen Hurts at the bottom. I'm feeling good, man. I think the Giants are going to win this game. I don't know why, man. Closer we get to kickoff. I can't feel confident anymore if we lose this game, so might as well leave them, push all the chips to the front of the pile here and put them to the table.
If you're a Giants fan, I don't think you felt as – I mean, obviously, you always think your team's going to win, right? But I don't think – that you've gone into a matchup more confident and rightfully so than you are going into this game against Philadelphia Eagles. So I think that this is your shot. This is your window.
This is it, dog.
This is the window.
This is it. This is it, man.
Do we have a poll running for this one right here?
About to put it up now.
It's going to be interesting. I'd imagine most people will probably pick Daniel
90% said the Giants are going to win that game too. Obviously, Pro Big Blue up in the building. Y'all know what it is, man. The gang is in the building. I want to see how they feel about the quarterback situation.
Philly Eagles fan, I have not been disrespecting Jalen Hurts at all this.
Oh, he's been showing big love to Jalen Hurts. So you can't put the y'all. You can say authentic. But if you tune in, Philadelphia Eagles fan, to our podcast here, we have given Jalen Hurts more flowers than probably
Eagles fans.
not even just Eagles fans. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Than probably any podcast out there, dog. We've been talking about Jalen Hurts for like 2 straight years about how much of a playmaker this guy is. There's only one person that I call the red zone maniac on this podcast, and it's Jalen Hurts. I know the capabilities of him. I think that this injury coming into this game might, if the Giants got a chance at slowing him down, that injury might play a little bit of a factor in it. But we give Jalen Hurts big flowers over here, man. When everybody was saying that Jalen Hurts sucks and Jalen Hurts is trash, I was like, bro, y'all got to use y'all eyes, man. Look at the way this kid has been playing the game, man. He is a playmaker with the it factor. And this week, I've been looking across my Twitter. I got to meet a couple of new Philadelphia Eagles content creators and fans from some of the spaces that the homie Rob Zero has been hosting. And a lot of them was saying, I followed them and I see their tweets now. And a lot of them are saying that it would be a mistake to pay Jalen Hurts his money. And I disagree with that. A lot of Giants fans and content creators were saying the same thing, like that they hope that the Eagles pay Jalen Hurts his money so we have to face him for the next however many years. That's a terrible idea. Jalen Hurts deserves his bag. He's balled out. And, yeah, y'all got some weapons over there, but there's a reason why the Philadelphia Eagles have built around this kid the way that they have, because Jalen Hurts is a guy.
Yeah.
He showed you he was a guy early. Last year we knew he was a guy. Jalen Hurts is one of the only quarterbacks around the league that his numbers just stick in my mind. Number 1 rushing team in the NFL last season. Jalen Hurts was the number 1 rusher on that team. 26 total touchdowns in a year where he had relatively 0 weapons on the outside. Devonta Smith was a rookie, did a couple of things there, especially late in the season, but trying to hold down that wide receiver room by himself as a rookie, weighing about as much as I weigh, didn't help him out. And you brought over A.J. Brown over there, and that really helped that offense out. Miles Sanders has been banged up. Jalen Hurts is a guy. There's no doubt about it. There's definitely no doubt about it. He says Hurts the best quarterback in the division. He's the only all-pro quarterback in the division. I wouldn't debate that. I wouldn't debate that.
I wouldn't debate that either.
But I do think this. I think a lot of people kind of like deflated the value of Dak Prescott, who, when Dak Prescott is playing well, he could give Jalen Hurts a run for his money. Daniel Jones, the guy's not been consistent throughout his whole entire career. I talked about this all year. 0 games in the regular season, or 0 consecutive games in the regular season with multiple passing touchdowns. He finally did it in his last 2 games. It took the playoffs. So we know Daniel Jones' problem is the consistency. If Daniel Jones can play the kind of football that he's played as of late, we could put him in that conversation real soon.
Absolutely.
Real soon. The one thing you'll realize over here at Awthentik and The Beard, man, we not no like mascot type of fans at all. We keep it 100 how it is. We're not going to be too pessimistic. We're not going to be too optimistic. We're going to try to be as real as possible and keep it realistic. That's what we do over here.
Absolutely.
So, got to give Jalen Hurts his props. I think it's going to be a dogfight, and the bigger dog's going to win. 2-6, the biggest dog on that field.
That's why I didn't say anything, man.
Yeah. Big Dash in the building. Big shout out, Big Dash in the building. Big Dash got the Giants going to the Super Bowl.
Hey, big shout out to Tony. We appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Says, yo, I never get to catch the streams, but I always watch post live. Love y'all's content. Go Big Blue. That's one of the cool parts too about doing these lives at different times than what we normally do. It kind of gives some people who don't have that opportunity to catch us live to pop in the stream, and we definitely appreciate you stopping by, Tony. Thank you very much, my friend.
Crypto Move said, well, they're the bigger dog. We are the bigger fight. It's like, you got Caesar Milan. You run with the pack, right? It's the pack that you run with when you bring the dogs in. There's the alpha dog, the one alpha dog. That's Saquon Barkley. Big dogs. Big dogs. Saquon Barkley got to show up. Got to show up today. And we'll see. I won't be mad at Brian Dable if he goes, PTDB in this game and just passes the ball. I won't be too mad, but just, incorporate Saquon in that PTDB. But I'm looking for establish that RTDB early. That's what I'm looking for. Control the clock. We saw the way Washington beat the Eagles on Monday night.
Yeah.
They didn't look like big dogs then.
Nope. And that was in Philadelphia, too.
In Philadelphia. Prime time. Jalen Hurts was pressing a little bit because he didn't have a lot of opportunities in that game with the way y'all dominated the time of possession. I think the Giants could look at that as a bit of a model of how to beat the Eagles. Yeah. But I think we're going to have to score some points here. And y'all did that in that game. 32 points, I believe y'all put up in that game.
So it's going to be a close one, I think.
Yeah, we got a bit of a biased chat here. Y'all know how it is, man. Giants Nation is in the building one time. Which quarterback will have the best performance of the divisional weekend? We got Daniel Jones, 62%. Dak Prescott, 22%. Jalen Hurts, 14%.
I love. Big shout out to our guy, Crypto Moves, for the $4.20 super chat. Says 4 Eagle pack going to the game.
Ooh,
LMFG 1XND building.
I'm gonna take that LMFG. Let's move. I like that. That's a good vibe right there.
Throw
I like
M
that.
in there.
I'm gonna put that on Twitter real quick, and we appreciate that $4.20 super chat to smoke on a little bit of Super Eagles pack after this game. It'll be amazing. This we will be riding higher if we win this game than the Eagles if they win this game. The Eagles, 100%. They feel like they kind of expected to win this game.
Yes.
I think Brian Dable's got some tricks up his sleeves, man. You saw the Statue of Liberty vibes last week. We saw a couple of wrinkles pre-snap motion with Matt Breida and Saquon Barkley in the backfield that we haven't seen all year. I think they got some tricks in that bag left, bro.
This is a good question really quick. As it stands right now, who's the best team in the NFC?
I think we got to go Eagles.
Yeah. I think I'm
the Cowboys. The Cowboys make a good run though, because that win was impressive.
San Francisco's on the heels of
NFC,
of
just total NFC.
Yeah,
I'm thinking NFC East.
I think San Francisco's on the heels of Philadelphia more so than they've been at any point in this season.
That changes it. Yo, man, like this particular week, this might sound wild. I think it's Dallas. I really think it's Dallas, man. Like a 5-touchdown performance from your quarterback when he was literally being counted out 7 straight games with an interception, bro. He comes out there in a playoff game. Granted, it was against the Bucs, and they not that great of a team, didn't even have a winning record. but the man put up 5 touchdowns.
I will tell you this: depending on how that game goes, that's gonna be the biggest statement game for Dak Prescott's career.
Oh yeah,
that matchup is the
and
most
only
important
his second
game for him.
playoff victory.
Yeah. So I mean, against San Francisco though, if they can go and get San Francisco,
that'll be a big game. It depends on how they win, if it'll be a statement for Dak. I thought you were talking about the Bucs game, because the Bucs game, to me, if they go in there and they beat the 49ers, even if it's ugly, people going to look back at that performance against the Bucs and be like, damn, Dak Prescott snapped out of it. Literally snapped out of it with a 4-touchdown performance through the air, 1 on the ground, and he had no turnovers. And they started slow. They punted on their first 3 possessions.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the Cowboys, but I really want to see them in that championship game. Like, if we go out here and we win tonight, I'm wholeheartedly rooting for the Cowboys on Sunday night. I want the Cowboys. My brother just called me before the show. He's a Cowboys fan. He was like, yo, good luck. I was like, man, if we win this game, good luck to y'all too. If not, I'm not going to care. But Eagles get knocked out by the Giants, and then the Giants go on to play the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC Championship game, and our show is called The Best Division in Football. Holy.
How long has it been since you guys were the last NFC East team to win the Super Bowl, right? Or is it Eagles?
The Eagles, 2017.
And you guys, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man. So there's a good chance we get an NFC East team in a Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. 3 of the 4 there. So we got great odds here, man. 75% chance pretty much.
So we get 75% chance, and then that'll come down to a 50% chance or 100% chance, depending on how.
Yeah. If you get Dallas in New York or Dallas and the Eagles.
Yeah.
Either way, that would be really dope. But I really just want it to be the Giants and the Cowboys. I'm set on that. I'm really set. Oh my God, that would be a great one. Could you imagine Daniel Jones beating Dak Prescott in the NFC Championship? I know my homies like Gregory, Kai, all the other homies, Marquez, they can't picture that, but 84, there's a couple others.
If Daniel Jones wins today, the internet's going to go crazy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And when you looked at the odds of teams that take the bye in the first round, they have like just over a 30% chance of winning that next game, the divisional game. I feel good about it, man. Giants are riding high. We just played a game 7 days ago, man. 6 days ago. And handle business. And the defense kind of got a little bit of an alley-oop. They're going to have to come out here. Defense got to show up in a real major way. It's really going to be on this defense, because if you allow Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles to get up and get to score like around 30, you're going to make this game extremely difficult on this offense.
Shout out to Zach in the chat. Appreciate you. So the Giants are 2-2 against Philly in the postseason.
Yep. Talked about that in the opener. And one of them was in the divisional round. One of them was in a wild card round. Both teams have won like that.
Well, shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you guys.
Gang in the building.
Twitter's going to be on fire at 8 o'clock tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'm still trying to debate if I'm going to go to this bar, Nanny O'Brien's Irish bar over there on Uptown side. Still thinking about it. Me and Pat talking about it now. We don't want to, I saw Crypto Moves, I think it was, that asked about being a little stitious. And we were thinking about that. We're definitely a little stitious on this day, and we won the game in the wild card round when we were there. So we think about going back.
I imagine that would probably be the move for you guys.
We shall see. We shall see, man. We shall see. Pat's getting off at 8. Kickoff's at 8:15.
How far is he from the bar?
Probably like a good 15, 20. So he could probably make it there right at kickoff.
Tomorrow, we will be back here. Win, lose, or tie at 1 o'clock.
Don't make no guarantees, man.
Well, I guess there's no ties. So, but yeah, we are scheduled to be here at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow to preview the next 2 matchups in the playoffs. Hopefully, for the sake of the chat, you guys will be here to celebrate a victory after tonight.
Hopefully, man. Or it's going to be an angry reaction on Monday.
Yeah, it's quite possible. Hey, big shout out to our guy, Chris, Parking Lot Peace, for the $4.99 super chat says, my guys, let's effing go.
Let's get it.
I don't want this win. I need this win.
That's so
I want
fast.
to see some snow. Babyface.
Let me see.
that
My screen is really small. Oh, he's talking about Kayvon Thibodeau.
Oh, Snow Angels. Got
Snow
it. I said snow babyface.
Snow babies? Nah, big
All
shout out
right.
to the gang, man. We appreciate all y'all pulling up, man, rocking with us on this Saturday preview show, man. Big game tonight. Hopefully the big dogs show up and show out for the New York Giants, man. Make sure y'all pull up tomorrow, man. Giant Overreaction, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And make sure y'all pull up on Tuesday. We're going to recap every one of these games at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, man, you know what it is, man. Big dog vibes. Go Giants. Keep raising that bar. Keep living those dreams. Hopefully the Giants can do that in the postseason, because the universe flows in Technicolor and surround sound. Technicolor. The Eagles ain't rocking no blue. We got to get this W, man. Y'all know what it is. Rest in peace to the podcast GOAT, Combat Jack, one time. We'll catch y'all tomorrow, man. Giants fans, cross your fingers, say a prayer, do what you got to do. Any kind of superstitions you got, make sure you rely on those and you bank on those. I think the New York Giants going to go out here and get a W. If not, you'll see me tomorrow in the Giant Overreaction, paying my respects to the Philadelphia Eagles. If we get this W, though, I'm going to cash in those receipts one time. Y'all know what it is, man. We will see y'all tomorrow on the Giant Overreaction. Y'all be good. Enjoy y'all playoff weekend. And actually, we'll see y'all tomorrow, at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Sunday's preview of those games. Allegedly. We'll see if these New York Giants can get this W. Big shout out to the gang, man. Y'all be good. Enjoy y'all football. Peace.